Hi guys, and welcome back to Maya's Kitchen. And today we are going to be making Pillsbury Hot Rolls. So this is what it looks like, just in case you guys want to get it. And this is my first video, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get on to it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to set your oven to 350, which I already did before this video. The second thing is you want to take a big, large bowl, and you want to combine the hot roll mix into the bowl with the yeast it comes with. And you want to mix this really well. So let's do that. Just in case, I have the ingredients on the back and the directions just in case I don't get it wrong. So now we're going to actually go ahead and open this bad boy up. We're going to pour. This is really heavy to carry back from across the street because I was right next to Jalaska. So this was pretty hard to carry because it's really heavy. So now that we have the hot roll mix, we're going to go ahead and pour the yeast in. Which I'm really excited to see how it looks like. This is really easy to open actually. So I've got the yeast open, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it in. I'm excited to see what it looks like, and you guys can see with me too. It's just a bunch of brown dots. It looks really weird. And then when you put that in there, you want to mix well. And the thing I'm using is a balloon wicks. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that well. And I'm going to be standing up for this project, so let me move that chair out of the way. So now what you want to do is you want to take a cup of hot water that's going to be to 120 to 130 Fahrenheit. So I have my 1 cup here, and I'm going to go ahead and pour the water into the cup. Then I'm going to go ahead and pour it into here. Then you want to add your butter. Your butter wants to be 2 tablespoons. So this has tablespoons on it, and I'm going to go and count up to 2. So I'm going to move the bowl out of the way. And then I have a knife right here. We're going to go ahead and do it with a professional knife. Not a professional, but a knife that works really good. And you want to take your butter, and it doesn't say melted butter, it just says butter. So we're going to go ahead and pour your 2 tablespoons of butter in here. And it doesn't say egg yolk, so we're just going to pour the whole egg in there. So next, you want to stir until it is a softened dough, and then until it forms to dough. So we're going to go ahead and mix that so it forms into the dough we want it to form into. So now what you want to do is you want to sprinkle some flour onto your cutting board, which I already have some, just to start off with. Doesn't really matter how much you put on, as long as you just put on some dough. The next, you want to make sure your dough is formed into a ball and has no butter or no other excess remaining. You just want it to be a firm piece of dough. If it's not, you want to add some more flour. BTW, this really smells. It smells super bad. So I'm not saying how much you need, just add. And I'm just going to add that much to make some dough. just a little tip to help you knead. You can pour some flour and take your palms and you can press it into your dough and move it counterclockwise. That will help you a lot. So now the second step is, not the second step, but another step now is that you want to take your dough and you want to place it into a bowl. It doesn't have to be a big bowl because it's not a big batter of dough. And you want to let this sit for 5 minutes. So I'll be back in 5 minutes. So now that you let it sit for 5 minutes, this is what it should look like. Or a little bit better or a little bit worse, which doesn't really matter as long as you let it sit for 5 minutes. And I needed it more than 5 minutes just in case, so that's why it kind of looks a little uneven and stuff. So what you want to do is you just want to take it out the bowl. And you want to cut this into 12 equal squares or equal pieces. And I'm not making this into cinnamon rolls. If you want to make it for some cinnamon rolls, you can buy the hot rolls, and you can actually make different types, which you can make sweet dough, cinnamon filling, cream cheese glaze, sweet dough, and glaze filling. So for glaze, which I was gonna make, could have been butter, cream cheese, and a mini bowl with electric mixer on medium speed until blended. Add powdered sugar, half and half of vanilla, mix until spread over warm rolls. But I didn't have two of those things. No, I didn't have one of those things, vanilla. So I got a handy dandy knife. You want to just cut it into 12 equal little spots, which I'm actually not gonna do a full, I'm just gonna mark it out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have more than 12. That's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that out. So I have one. In a minute, I'm going to cut that so I can make the squares. It's kind of harder to cut, so what I'm doing is I'm taking it and pulling it apart, and while I'm pulling, I'm making sure I am cutting it so it can come off appropriately. So now that you got that, your pieces, what you want to do is you want to now cut the squares you marked. If you didn't mark any squares, that's okay. You can just mark it and then cut it. So what I'm doing is I'm pitching it. I'll show you with the closer shot. So what I'm doing is I'm pitching it. Like so. So I can make, so it will be easier to cut. Or you can rip it, which I don't guarantee that will work. But you know, you can try anything. cream doesn't work. I just tried it. It might work for you guys, but it didn't work for me. Then you just want to combine those into balls. I didn't cut one. I didn't cut this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that. So now roll it up to a ball. They're gonna be some big biscuits. So you want to let that go to the side. So now what you want to do is grab a pan. I have some tin foil to line it up. And Wednesday, you guys are going shopping with me to get all my baking supplies because I made high on a roll and down on a roll twice. So I'm pretty excited. And then I can get one thing that's not baking material, which I want to get the apple silicone phone case or the marble PacSun phone case to match my pop socket. So you can either spray it or butter it, but I'm gonna oil it. So I'm gonna take a capful of oil and then put it all over the pan. Then you want to take your clean fingers, make sure they're clean, and you want to, spread it all over the pan. And you want to take your circular bread, and you want to give them an equal spread because they are gonna spread together, but it's okay if they're close because you can also cut them at the end, which I'll show you the end of the video. Because they will spread, but that's okay. So I spread them all on here. What you want to do is you want to let that sit for 30 minutes. Then you can put it in the oven and let it sit for 16 to 17 minutes. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for 30 minutes and I'll be right back. So after it's done baking, this is what it should look like. We put some butter on it. You don't have to melt the butter, you can just put it on soon as you get it out of the oven. So this is what it looks like. It's nice and fresh. That's what it looks like. Go. So like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.